check it out. Today's the day. I'm going to be going over the Sunjoe dethatcher, getting this lawn renovation and overseed process on its way. The temperatures have been dropping, and this is the perfect time to do a lawn renovation. So stay tuned and let's go over that Sunjoe machine right now. This is the Sunjoe dethatcher. This is like the first generation model. I've had this one for maybe 3 to 4 years already. Used it over a dozen times and it's worked like a charm every single time. Now I just did a couple test runs because I had plugged it in just to make sure everything was working good. And as you can see, it pulled out a lot of this thatch. Now, when you look at the yard over here, you see a little bit of green grass is beat up because I did burn out some of them weeds. So they're still in the process of dying. But when I go over that part of the grass with this dethatcher, this is what you get here. You pull out a lot of gunk. This is a lot of stuff that's down underneath your good grass that you can't see. But if you kind of pull it back here, you can definitely see some stuff. This is like thatch layer, dead grass if you've been mulching all season. It kind of gets down there and it kind of smothers out your good grass. The grass that's established, it won't be able to root deeply into the soil because you got a little thatch layer here. As you see, I'm pulling it up, some dead roots, stuff like that. That's all the stuff you want to remove. Now, this is common. It happens a lot during, the summer months. A lot of the grass does not make it, and it starts to die out, shrivel up, and now it's smothering out the good grass. So that's why sometimes your good grass starts to die off also, because it can't root. As you can see here, the root system is dying on the yard here because you got a heavy thatch layer. Now, when it comes to this dethatcher, a lot of people always ask me, what settings do I use? Now, this one has pretty much 5 settings. So you have -10, -5, 0, +5, +10. Kind of the opposite, because 0 is like neutral, and then once you pull it and push up, that lowers the machine down. If you can see the motion here, I'm gonna put it right back in the middle here and show you again. So I'm gonna push it in, and then I'm gonna go to -10. Come on. That lowers the Sunjoe dethatcher and put it lower to the ground. Now, when I do my dethatching, I leave it right in the neutral spot. 0 is perfectly fine. That's how I was able to pull out a lot of this dead thatch here. But if you want to be more aggressive, you can go -5 and -10. That's the lowest setting. Now, when you go to +5, +10, that's less aggressive. It raises the machine up, it sits higher, and now you can get your hand under there, so it's barely scraping the surface of your soil. But first and foremost, test it out on what setting works for you. Like I said, 0 works perfectly fine for me. Now this machine, okay, so this machine comes with 2 attachments. You got the fine tines here, and then it comes with a bladed one. And that one is a little bit more aggressive. So that one is more like a, say, Scarifying. So this is the dethatching one with the fine tines. Now, if you use the heavy metal bladed one, that's Scarifying. That's kind of like how one of those machines where the slit seeders, where you dig into the ground and then it opens the soil and then you can throw your seeds down. It's kind of like slit seeding. But I only leave my fine tines attachment piece here. I never use the other one, so I don't really need it. But let's go ahead and get a quick demonstration and let me show you how this machine works. Now, yes, it is cord operated, so you're going to need a long enough cord if you plan to do a big yard. Now, my yard is about 2,500 square feet, so that's not too bad. Got 2 extension cords connected and it works perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and fire it up. As you can see here, check that out. That's what those little fine tines are pulling up. A lot of this junk here. So it is a messy operation here. And you definitely gonna have to have a nice cleanup afterwards, but it's worth the process here. Gets your, like I said, the grass back airflow going in. Only the grass that's gonna stay, because it will pull out some of the good grass, like I said, but the good grass will, you know, the stuff that stay will thrive a lot better, and you'll be reseeding anyway, so it shouldn't matter. It won't pull out too much of your good grass. This is the attachment piece I was talking about here. You can see these thick blades right here. This will cut deep into your soil here. Something like the slit seeder, like I was explaining. And this will allow you to aggressively open up your soil. And then some people will seed off of that. So I know some people to actually use the fine tines like this, and then come back, switch the attachment after they did the whole yard with that, and then come back and basically slit seed and then throw the seeds down. Like I said, I've never used this piece on this yard here, so this one always been fine for me. I'll actually go ahead, dethatch it, throw my seed down, throw my fertilizer down, and water, and never had any issues. So just wanted to show you guys that this is what I was talking about, the other attachment, and it's up to you guys. Now the both attachments came with the Sunjo here. Now, like I said, this is the first generation model, so I don't know how the newer ones are coming, if they still come with that piece, or do you have to buy them and add it on. I'm not sure, but let me know. And also, mine came with a bagger also. The back opens up, but I never use the bagger because it's so small and it fills up very, very quickly, and you got to keep stopping and dumping it. Yeah, it was a good idea, like, to catch all this thatch and have less cleanup in the yard. But me, I do the whole dethatching process, and then I clean up the yard with the lawnmower, and that seems to work faster for me. So let's get back to dethatching this yard and send you guys on your way. So stay tuned. So it takes me about an hour to do a whole dethatching process on this lawn here. It's about 2,500 square feet. So that's just me doing one pass up, one pass back. And then it takes me about another hour to clean up all the thatch and get rid of it. So about two and a half hours tops to do a whole dethatching on this backyard. So let me go ahead, show you guys how it works, and we can get on our way. Now, as you can see, that was one pass, straight down. It don't take no time. Now, it depends on how aggressive you want to get. Then you can go over it and, like I said, lower the settings, raise the settings, and, you know, you can get a better dethatching process. But for me, 0 is fine. I finished dethatching the whole lawn. I didn't do this little area yet, I stopped. But just wanted to show you the process. Everything has been dethatched. All this stuff came out from underneath the soil, well, underneath your grass layer on top of the soil. And when looking at the lawn before starting this process, you wouldn't even think all of this stuff is in there. But once this little machine starts going, ripping it up, it pulls out a lot of this garbage here that needs to come out. If you want a nice lawn for your next spring, this process should always be done in the fall. Some people do it in the spring. I've done it in the spring also, and then I've overseeded. But the only thing about seeding in the spring is you're racing against time, because summertime comes. If your grass seed doesn't establish a good connection right away, it can burn out. So that's why this is recommended in the fall. But you can do it in the springtime, but those are the pros and cons there. So only thing left to do now is for me to clean up, Some areas had heavy thatch layer than others. Some was a little on the thinner side, but getting all this crap out, your current grass is going to be able to breathe and establish a deeper root system. You're going to be able to overseed, and that seed is going to be able to connect faster because it's going to seed the soil contact. Now also watering and fertilizing is going to be able to reach down to your soil a lot better because it's not laying on top of this gunk here. So this process, I believe, should be done every season or at least once every other year. If you're not using this, you can aerate also. But I believe this is the easiest process. Everyone can own one of these machines. You know, a lot of people cannot own an aerator. Those things are very heavy and very expensive. These things run from $150, maybe $250, depending on where you go. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Like I said to you guys, everyone should be doing this process, but let me know in the comment section what route you're taking. Are you aerating? Are you dethatching? Let me know. But you should be doing one of them or throwing some seed down. You can also dethatch manually with a rake, but a little more physical and time consuming. But like I said, if you want to get the process done, you're going to get it done. So hopefully you guys enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you again. Stay in tune for the results.